Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies for Nurse New Bully. Me host Leroy, aka the Kirby Crackle, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Eli the Automator.
There we go. And he is not an AI generated podcast host, but yeah, we're back. Bye, exactly. Yeah, we're back with the episode. I apologize for posting. We were already on live earlier and people got mad at me for that. So sorry about that. But we're live now, if that helps anything.
Oh,
so, yeah.
I should share the link, shouldn't I?
I should too, Feel free to join us, Eli. Yeah, we're back now. So we're just gonna jump into it. Not a whole lot of stuff that happened this week, but we're just gonna just shoot the shit, basically. Just get into it.
Sure, why not?
Miss y'all last. Oh yeah, let's talk about what we did last week. We took off last week. Not only did we take off last week, but Gomer took off last week. So Outright Geekery was a podcast list entity last week.
Yeah, they went on strike. Y'all went on strike last week.
Yeah, we were just like, no, Easter is so important, even though I didn't do anything for Easter. I thought I could do something Easter. I just sit up and watch NBA playoffs and Shazam 2 and read some Stormwatch, and that was it. That's all I did. So I thought I was going to have a meaningful, impactful go Easter egg hunt. Eli, did you do anything last week?
Not really.
No Easter egg hunting?
I sat around and watched Kung Fu flicks and sat around and didn't do shit. Didn't eat any Easter eggs either.
Oh, and that's how you celebrate Easter. Yeah. What else we got? But yeah, we're gonna jump into a fresh show. We're gonna get into it. Let's go, guys. How we gonna start this off? I got it. I know how we're gonna start this off. Bring back the old classic. Eli, give it to me. What is the number one movie of the week?
What is the number one movie of the week?
I want to know if you know what is the number one movie of this week.
What came out this week? What did come out this week?
What did come
Mario
out?
Came out last week,
right?
Right. So did something come out this week?
If it did, hell if I know.
Yeah, what do we know? Jake, what's the number one movie?
If it's not Jenna Ortega in it, he doesn't know. So yeah. I'll give it to you. Okay. Well, you should know. The number one movie this week is Mario.
Oh,
Mario again.
Oh, so
yeah, Mario is killing right now. Right now, I think it's already the highest grossing movie of 2023. Like no other movie is higher than it. We didn't talk about Mario last week. I forgot because we took a vacation, not doing shit, but we're back now. Not Renfield. Yeah. Did it?
I guess. I didn't go see it. So
wow. Okay, I think it flopped. I didn't pay attention to it, so I guess it did flop. But
yeah.
That's too bad. I heard people say it was good, but I guess that's the two people that heard it. I mean, people that watched it, but yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. So, like I said, Mario was the number one movie of last week, and yeah, I didn't watch it. Eli said he didn't watch it either. Yeah. Here's the thing: why didn't I watch the movie? Okay, the reason I didn't watch this movie is because, like I said, it is a kids movie. Even though I watch kids movies all the time, hell, Shazam 2 was a kids movie, but this is an animated movie. So you can't go in an animated movie by yourself because that'll put you on a watch list. So there you go. But so I try to ask my nephew, because he grew up playing Mario Odyssey. What was the last one? Galaxy on Switch. That was the last thing. So he played Switch on that. That was like 5 years ago when that game was popular or whatever. So I asked him, do you want to go see Mario? He's like, nah, I'm too old for that. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay.
How old is he? 8?
10. The movie's too old for him. Yeah. Then he said, fuck Mario. That's some baby shit, huh? I was like, damn, okay. So whatever. But
I've been hearing good things from like adults saying it's good, but
what except for Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes bashed the movie. But this may be the first $1 billion movie of 2023. That's the thing. But here's the thing. I didn't want to talk about Mario. Mario's not what we talk about. What we talk about is Bowser or King Koopa for depending on how old you are.
OGs.
Yeah, for the OGs. I don't know what Bowser is. I don't know about. I know King Koopa. That's what he was always called when he grew up. His mama named him King Koopa. I'm gonna call him King Koopa. That's what it is. We're gonna talk about him. But the reason we're talking about King Koopa or Bowser is because Mario's a big story right now. Well, only is Mario the highest grossing animated. Last week it was the highest grossing animated movie debut of all time. There's controversy behind it about that. It's already in the second week, highest grossing movie of all time. It's already there, and it's still. But not only that, it didn't just invade the movies. it also invaded Apple Music, because this may be an old chart, but as of right now, Peaches, the number one song from the soundtrack, is number 4 on iTunes. It's number 5 now because Ice Spice has dropped with whatever, Nicki Minaj. So, but anyway, you get the point. So that song was written, well, not written, but it was performed by Jack Black. So Jack Black was Bowser, King Koopa, Net, and he did the song. But not only that, that's not the only part about it. They're saying that he may be nominated for an Oscar. And so I haven't heard the song myself. They're saying the song is that good, it may be nominated for an Oscar. Now, my thing is this. How in the hell did Jack Black get nominated for an Oscar, or may get a nominated Oscar for this, and he didn't want an Oscar for Encarnacion in Nacho Libre? That's my favorite. I love that song. And that's like Jack Black is an underrated singer. Like Jack Black can actually like sing for real, even though he's a fool. He jokes around stuff like that. He can sing when he wants to. Haven't heard the song. There is a live action version of him doing it, so I may check it out down the road. But I kind of want to wait till I see the movies, like get the full gist of it. Here's the thing: you don't really need to go see the movie because it's by Universal, so that means one thing: it's going to be on Peacock sooner or later. Pretty much. Yeah, I don't know if I told you this, Eli. Cocaine Bear's on Peacock already, so if you want to check it out. Yeah.
I saw it already, but I saw it before it was on Peacock.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I should have waited, though.
Oh, but here's the thing. Not only is Cocaine Bear on Peacock, the documentary, the real life documentary of Cocaine Bear is also on Peacock. So if you don't want to care about that movie bullshit, you want to see the real shit, it's there. Because the real story is pretty interesting also. So, yeah.
All right.
Probably more interested in the movie, but yeah. What else we got here? We got Bo is Afraid. Eva, thank you, Jakey. We need to put.
Oh, Bo is Afraid.
What is it, a horror movie?
I suppose it's an Ari Aster movie, which I'm done. Sorry.
Now, Evil Dead Rising, Eli. I thought you'd be all over this.
Oh yeah, I will see that. Yeah, but
okay. I knew
I saw that Bo is. He said that's gonna be supposed to be his Jewish Lord of the Rings or something like that. I don't know.
So
I watched that trailer. I didn't see any orcs in that shit. So
you weren't looking hard enough.
that's too elevated. I'm too stupid. I'll just say I'm too stupid to watch Ari Aster movies. That'll let me off the hook with the internet. I'm too dumb to like Ari Aster.
Just cut them off before they say it,
Yeah, fucking I'm a dumb, uneducated fucking idiot who doesn't get it.
Oh yeah, man, before the hipsters
after Midsummer. Never again.
All right, so let's see. We're going to move on past it. Like I said, no reason to talk about a movie we haven't seen, even though that's what the internet does, review movies they haven't seen. So, but we're going to move on past that. Let's move on to something else. Let's talk about The Mandalorian, aka series season 3, episode 7, The Spies. So, Eli, like I said, you are a resident Star Wars aficionado. Some of us you go nuts. What you got for me?
Are we going nuts?
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Go deep. Go balls deep into this. What did I miss in this episode? What lore do I need to know?
Did you not watch it?
I did, but it's just like people shooting people. But I don't know. I want to know what's the deep. What Easter eggs?
Exactly.
You're supposed to give me Easter eggs. You're supposed to. Eli's favorite show at the moment.
Exactly. Yeah, people shooting people. That's all. It's as deep as it gets, man.
Oh man, Eli, come on! I thought there was gonna be some more to it. Okay, but if it is shoot people, okay, if shoot people. That's cool.
Yeah, man. Was it IG Baby Yoda so cute?
I was gonna, you know what? That is the main takeaway I took from that.
He's so cute.
He's so cute.
Little shit is so cute.
Look, let's take a moment.
Oh, this baby.
Look, our audience retention just went up just that much just because we show Baby Yoda. Oh man, let's see. We got another one here. Even that one, that's concept. Look at that. So much Baby Yoda. This and Megan Thee Stallion makes our ratings go up just like that, but that's like, I'll be honest with you, Eli. I know we making fun of it, But to be honest with you, I rewound this scene every time they did this shit. Yes, 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 yes. I love that scene. It was awesome. That made me the funniest thing Star Wars has ever done. It's the first time Star Wars made me bust a gut laughing. So I'm sorry, I did. But I know we're supposed to be
amusing. Yeah,
I know it's supposed to be hard. We're supposed to,
you know. I laughed too.
What? Did you slap yourself afterwards? Like, did you catch yourself? You know?
Ooh, no, I was like, "Aw."
Did you stab yourself with a fork in the leg to stop laughing? And so like nothing like okay. We're men. We're not supposed to be laughing at this shit, but yeah. All right. So what else did we get from that? Okay. So another thing that we want to talk about. What I want.
Moff Gideon's back. Yeah.
Moff Gideon's back. Moff Gideon's back is awesome. I feel like that's what was missing because as soon as he came back in the show, I was like, okay, we got a show because he's awesome.
Plot. We got a story.
You haven't seen it, Jake? Just go. Oh well, you see Baby Yoda, so you're good. Baby Yoda and IG-88. Okay, think Krang from Ninja Turtles. That's what it is. You seen that? You're good to go. Can I be honest about the show, Eli? Can I be honest without being attacked?
By all means.
Okay. As far as I saw this, it took me 3 times to watch this show at this episode. Not because it was bad, it's because I had shit to do and I was tired. And plus, it released like 2:00 in the morning. I ain't got time for all that shit, like that. But as far as this show, what it got me through it, I remember Baby Yoda, Moff Gideon betraying everybody, and everything else in between was like shit I don't care about. Am I wrong for saying that, or probably? Okay.
No. I think I actually commented while I was watching it. Wow, they finally returned to Mandalore, and it was the most boringest thing ever until.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. It felt like some shit I was supposed to care about, but I didn't give a shit about it. Okay. I'm just saying because I didn't know if I was going to attacked by Star Wars fans and lore, like, but they talked about the blah 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 from the thing, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm like, we're going to get the people shooting people. That's all I want to know. I'm sorry. The lore isn't catching me. I know this. I'm supposed to be knee deep into this shit. Not catching me. When they shoot people, I'm happy.
Yeah, and that's where I feel this season has sort of dropped the ball as far as the Mandalorian lore. Mm-hmm. I feel like this show, in general, they're just treating Mandalorians and Boba Fett and all that shit as secondary, just secondary catapults to further what's going on in other shows and the movies and stuff. I feel like the Mandalorian culture and all that plot points with Bo-Katan and the Darksaber and all that, the different tribal factions. They don't really Disney doesn't really give a shit. That's just like they kind of wrap it up really quickly at the end of whatever. Like they'll like pay attention to like the last 5 minutes of that just so we can set up more shows. Like we know Ahsoka's coming. We know, let's half-ass bring back Moff Gideon in the second to the last episode and kind of tack it on there just so they can set up Ahsoka. Because she's gonna show up next week.
She got to. I mean, it's got to be commercial for the next show.
It's going to be Ahsoka's going to show up. I'm sure Boba Fett is going to show up riding a Rancor. Hopefully, that would be cool. Bo-Katan's going to show up with their Mythosaur, riding the Mythosaur. That would be cool. They'll just cram everything half-assly in the end, and I feel like there's all these things. They set up these plot points and then don't really do much with it. And then when they do, they just kind of, like half-ass it and just gloss over it.
Okay. Like so basically, I am so care about this. Go back the lore. I'm supposed. Okay, even though I'm not, but I'm supposed to. Okay.
Yeah, like I feel like the whole returning to Mandalore and the Great Purge and all these things they brought, the Mythosaur and why are they still alive and all that could have been stretched out throughout the season, but we keep taking these detours and the misadventures and don't really like they give Bo-Katan the Darksaber. Like, okay, just take it. Even though they should fight over it. Wouldn't it be cool if Din and Bo actually had to battle? Wouldn't that be more interesting to see?
True.
But here, just take it. Because we got 5 minutes left in this episode. We gotta get to the next shit. We got Moff Gideon and Ahsoka to fucking set up. So
exactly, because why we gotta worry about that when we have Jack Black and Lizzo to introduce?
Yeah. and it's like that's my thing. It's like the show is not really going into Mandalorian culture. It's just setting up future shit, and that's to me. And the thing about that future shit is we know what's going to happen. We know about the cloning. We know that Moff Gideon's probably doing some shit for Palpatine or setting up whatever Palpatine's doing. We know Grand Admiral Thrawn's going to come in there, and there's going to be they're probably going to duke it out or some shit. But we know by the time The Force Awakens, they're all dead. So we know what's going to So it's like there's no stakes involved. And that's where I kind of lose interest. It's like I'm not emotionally invested in anything. Yeah, it all looks cool. Baby Yoda is so cute, but I'm not like, okay, cool. It's all just flat. Oh, look at baby.
Eli's getting too angry. Let's do a bomb.
Oh, look at baby. Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Now, one thing I do want to talk about this episode. Now, the name of the episode is The Spies.
Oh yeah.
Was there a spy?
Obviously somebody's got to know that Moff Gideon's been on Mandalore the whole time making armor, so somebody's got to be in it. I mean, Cliff said it's probably the armorer, which sure.
Okay.
She'll take off her mask.
Think maybe? Okay.
Sure. It could be her. Since she dipped out, she kind of dipped out, while all the other Mandos are fighting in that, fighting the troopers, she kind of dipped out and shit.
Yeah, kind of took a smoke break or whatever. So yeah. Let's see, Baby Yoda needs in every Star Wars movie and show. And don't give me any ideas. Don't give me ideas. So they will find a way.
But and that's the thing is they don't really go into the different tribal factions of Mandalore. We had, Din, he's part of the Children of the Watch, which is an offshoot of Death Watch, which was Darth Maul was in charge of back during Rebels, back during Clone Wars and stuff like that. That's why you see the armor's got the horns on her helmet, because those were Darth Maul horns. So does Moff Gideon. So I think that they're kind of in cahoots, and then Bo was just she was part of the Night Owls. So there's all these different factions that they don't really this show really hasn't touched upon, just in they're just sort of half-assed saying, oh yeah, they don't like each other, so yeah, I mean, yeah, there's supposed to be some spies going on. Sure, it's probably the armorers or probably those guys that were probably on it, but in the end, I don't really give a shit. I don't care. It's just an excuse to get Moff Gideon on that planet,
Eli's favorite show, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I had more fun watching Bad Batch. We should have been talking about Bad Batch the whole time. Is that
which they did announce a season 3? They announced season 3.
They're gonna end it on season 3, but that season finale, the Bad Batch, woo, that was a dick punch, man. I wasn't expecting that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's all right. I just think it's all right. I'm not as engaged as everyone else is. That's what I get for liking Mandalorians and Boba Fett a lot, and
but it's nice to know you're not such a diehard fan that you just like anything that just put out. You're like, oh, I just like everything that just put out, regardless of what it is. So yeah, you gotta go tooth and nail to defend it.
Yeah, seeing Mandalorians fall to their death when they have jetpacks that make them fly. Sure, I guess. Why are they not shooting the missiles off their backpacks? I don't know, but Baby Yoda is so cute. Yes.
Oh, he's getting angry again.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Let's move on to the next part of the podcast. Then. Let's see. All right. Let's talk about the Marvels trailer just briefly. Like I said, it's on the thumbnail, so we just talk about it. Eli, did you get a chance to watch the trailer?
I did watch the trailer, yeah.
Okay, all right. I got a chance to watch the trailer. All right, so briefly, we're going to just talk about it. I just want to give some quick thoughts on the trailer. Like I said, I'm not going to do a live reaction or bullshit like that, but just give some quick thoughts. What we do know is that Samuel Jackson Fury lived to the end of Secret Invasion. One thing, so we ain't got to worry about that. So that's cool. Unless some way it was before then, but who knows? What else we want to talk about? Let's talk about Carol Danvers for a second. Here's the thing, Eli. I think Brie Larson seems to be having fun in this movie. From the trailer, just from what I've briefly seen, which is a good thing because, like I said, I know you say that Ant-Man is the worst movies these Marvel movies have ever made. Captain Marvel is my Ant-Man. Let's put it out there. So, That said, Brie Larson was boring as fuck in that first movie, but at the same time, I don't think it's 100% her fault because they designed the character to be like in the first movie. Oh, she's this mind control, brainwash robot soldier, just kind of go through the motions like that. Okay, that's cool. Because I've seen Brie Larson in other movies, other TV shows. Hell, she was in Community. She's a fun actress when she wants to be. So it seems like they're letting her have fun. And like I said, not completely blaming on that. Because, like I said, a lot of times it takes a while to get these characters down, these Marvel characters down. Because everybody is a Robert Downey Jr. Everybody is Robert Jr. Out the gate, you just nail the character and just move on. It ain't that. Hell, most of the time, most of them missed the mark. Hell, Chris Hemsworth wasn't really Thor how he needed to be. It took him a while to figure out Thor. Hell, Chris Evans took him a while to figure out Captain America. So maybe Brie Larson, the first time she's trying, still figuring out what direction to take Captain Marvel. Maybe she's nailed it. We'll see. But that being said, the person that stole this trailer was Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. Not only she steal the trailer, I have a feeling she would steal the movie.
Okay.
Because like I said, to me, she's one of the best casting choices they've made post Endgame. Outside of Oscar was awesome. But yeah, what do we got here? Hey, Janae, how you doing? Okay. My prediction is that the Marvels will be the flop of Marvel. I do not think it will be the biggest flop. But it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. I will say this. I don't think it's going to do Ant-Man numbers, the last Ant-Man number, because that was one of the biggest flops they've made. But I do think that Marvels 2, The Marvels, will be a better movie than Captain Marvel. It couldn't be worse. I definitely think it's going to be better. But I do think it's going to do about half the profit of what the first movie did. Which is going to be sad. And that's the thing. Because I'm thinking that people are saying that Marvel movies are getting worse and worse and worse. I don't think Marvel movies are getting worse. I do think the people are getting tired of them. The trend is past. It's becoming disco. That's what it is.
The thrill is gone.
The thrill is gone. That's what it is. They're not getting worse. Like, is Ant-Man 3 worse than the other Ant-Man movies? I don't think so. It's just people are just like, I'm stuff of Ant-Man. After the first Ant-Man, what else did they have to say? My prediction that would be the biggest. Oh, I just clicked this one. I thought it was something else in there. Oh, anyway. But that's my thing about the Marvels. So it seems fun, but there is something else that jumped out at me about the Marvels. Oh,
Monica.
Yeah, she's cool. She's cool.
That's the only reason why I would watch this movie.
Really? Okay. Monica's cool. Monica in the comics. Monica Rambeau is one of my favorite, top 10 superheroes of all time. She didn't just jump out at me.
If she's wearing that skin tight white number from fucking WandaVision.
Yeah.
WandaVision, I'm there. I'm there.
Oh, you're going for the plot.
Yeah. Research. I'm gonna research that.
Best movie. My thing is this. I can't even find it. Where'd the thing go? Oh, but my thing is this. Okay, so you got Monica and all these people like that. But my thing is, does Marvel realize what they're doing? I'm really doing like a Marvel team up thing, but do they realize they're making Charlie's Angels in space? They got 3 women being led by a black dude or boss. Was he black? And the dude in Charlie's Angels wasn't black.
No, he wasn't black.
Well, was he played by Bernie Mac in one of those movies?
Oh, I never saw those movies, so I don't know.
Oh, you got to watch those movies. They're terrible, but they're good and terrible. Wu-Tang. Hey, Wu-Tang, Raiders of the Arcade. Yes, right there. So yeah, they just pretty much just made Charlie's Angels. But you know what? Not a bad thing. Yeah. It may be okay. Oh, but did we say that? Well, we probably didn't, but I think we do need to mention that as of right now, and it shouldn't be a surprise, The Marvels is the most downvoted Marvel movie trailer of all time.
Oh, of course. I'm sure.
Because of course we knew that coming. Is it the worst Marvel trailer I've seen? Nah, not really. I thought Captain Marvel, the first one, was worse, but this one is okay. Let's have Beast Boys in it. You know, let's go. What do we got here? He wasn't Charlie. He worked for Charlie. He was Bosley. That's right. So
Bosley.
yes, because Charlie, they never showed Charlie.
No,
Charlie was just a voice on the radio. Yeah, but Bosley showed up. So yeah, Nick Fury is Bosley. Because he was black at one time, and Patrick Stewart at one time. I guess I don't know. But that's all I got to say about the Marvels. It's
I don't know. I don't think this movie was made for me.
True.
You know?
I will let you know how much Monica Rambeau is in this movie. How about that? And how tight the spacesuit she wears.
But that's okay. You know, I don't have to read. Like, I never read a Dazzler comic ever. You know.
Did I read a Dazzler comic? I don't think I did. No.
Yeah, I'm a dude. I like burgers and boobs and shit blowing up.
Damn it, Eli! You're on YouTube. You're supposed to be pissed about this movie.
I know.
You're supposed to be angry. You're supposed to be fuming. You're supposed to be throwing shit right now just for the fear of mention of Brie Larson.
I know my soft man balls are not. My masculinity is all fragile, you know, and shit.
Exactly. You're supposed to be angry at this. Now, to think about it, for people that don't know about Brie Larson, like I said, what
about
ago,
my MCU?
The MCU. They all pissed about that. Just like I said, it's Brie Larson and two other women. So of course they're angry. You know, like I said, white dudes are pissed at Brie Larson because 4 years ago she said some shit in an interview, not an interview, like a press, whatever the fuck she was. She said something, and all she said was that there need to be more diverse movie critics. It's too many white dudes as movie critics. White dudes took that as an act of war, basically. You know, let's be honest with you. Yeah, so I get it.
Yeah.
Brie Larson doesn't like you. She said it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not a white dude, so fuck, I care. So
and cool. Like if little girls need a superhero movie, they can watch this. I don't have a problem with it. You know.
Yeah, that's okay. Brie Larson is hot. That's all they've been around that. You know what? Then when they showed Brie Larson in a tank top in that trailer, I saw some of those angry ass white dudes was just like, you know what? Maybe I was too harsh on her.
Like punching their boners. No.
Right. I must be angry, you know. Yeah, but that's the
angry
thing.
Jerk. Fuck that bitch.
Hate jerk. That's a family show, man. Let's calm it down. Let's not do what we did last week. We're not
Hey, it's after hours, man.
No. We can't do another corner of the cow segment like we did last week, man. 2 weeks ago.
No, but this doesn't look like it's for me, and that's okay. But then again, hey, I like She-Hulk. She-Hulk.
That's what I meant to say. I'm glad you said that.
I love She-Hulk. So who knows?
I'm glad you said that. Yeah.
I could watch the Marvels and see Monica and be like, "Damn, this shit rules," you know. So who knows?
Depends on how tight the outfit is. So yeah.
Never say never. You know?
Because that's what I'm about to say, that the Marvels is the lowest rated movie trailer, but She-Hulk is the lowest rated Marvel trailer. So just make sure everybody understands that. So yeah. But yeah, what do you expect? Eli, can we talk about something you want to talk about?
Sure.
I didn't put this on the list. It's a surprise.
Okay. Ooh.
I threw it on the last minute. Okay. I'm gonna gauge your
yes,
as soon as I say it. Yes. Oh, not Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda's not what I want to talk about. I didn't have a thing. Did I have a thing for it? I didn't have a thing for it. Anyway, let's go to it. We're gonna talk about Creature Commandos.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about Creature Commandos because for some reason people are not talking about this, no news or anything like that. But James Gunn himself released the names of the actors, the voice actors. Yeah, so everybody's gonna do it. We know who this is gonna be. So let's go down the list. Like I said, you see the white guy on the right. We don't know who the white guy on the right is, but now we do know the white guy on the. Oh, I'm sorry, my left. I'm wrong. Confusing. But anyway, Frank Grillo. Yeah, Frank Grillo is playing Rick Flag Sr. So yes, yeah, and this is canonical to.
They're old.
Yeah, so this is going to be a period. This says right now it's a period piece. So yeah, so it's going to be in the.
Well, I think the original comics were in like World War II.
Right, it's going to be in World War II. But I'm thinking it's not going to be in World War II. It's going to be in what? Vietnam, some shit. Or
to like date.
Yeah, because you can't go too far back. I mean, you can't go World War II and saying this is unless it's like his grandfather or some shit. They may do that. They may do that as a grandfather.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's kind of hard to like. I could see that being problematic in this day and age, like the government secretly inventing monsters to go fight in Vietnam, whereas like, yeah, go fight Nazis with monsters.
That makes sense. These are the easy bad guys.
Yeah.
You go to Vietnam, that does get you problematic, especially since you've been monsters to go into Vietnam and then lose. I mean, yeah. So yeah, sorry, bad piece about American history. So yeah, you got Frank Grillo. Who else do we have here? I did not know this chick's name. I wrote it down. It's the text is so small I can't read my own text, so that's okay. She's cute. That's all that matters. She is playing who? Fish Lady. Can't remember what her name is. That's Fish Lady. Yeah. All Creature Commandos comments go to Eli. He is the leading expert on Creature Commandos.
And I don't know who Fish Lady is. I don't know who that is.
Okay. The only person may know more than Eli about Creature Commandos is Jay DeMatteis, who created Creature Commandos, and that's a baby. So, because like I said, that was back in the 80s, and he didn't tell what the hell he was on when he made that shit. Is that who it was? Oh, I didn't. One or two. I didn't see the second one.
Hey, Jake, you want a job? Should you just go?
Yeah. Let's work out. Let's negotiate a salary. So yeah. You get paid what we get paid. How about that?
We're just call this the comic book Jakes. He's the one.
Right. Yeah. Jake, you will make a percentage of what we make, which is nothing.
He knows all the movies. He sees all the movies. We won't.
Exactly. We're going to send Jake to go see the Marvels and he reports back to it. Tell us how tight Monica Rambeau's outfit is on there.
Yes. ASAP.
Who else we got? Okay. So we had that chick. We got this chick, your resident MILF of the show. Who is it? Indira, so she was on Obi-Wan. The Obi-Wan. That chick, yeah.
The spy. She was the spy.
She was the spy, yeah. So she was on.
Everybody's got a spy. You got a spy.
Recently solid, really solid cast, interested to see live versus these actors. And that's what he's saying. James Gunn said when he cast these people, he planned to make them live actions. We'll see how it goes from there.
But they're not getting their own movie, though.
Not yet. We don't know what all James Gunn's doing. So they may show up in something else. It may show up in Swamp Thing. Who knows? So, yeah. But yeah, she is playing
Rot World. They'll show up in Rot World.
They'll show up in Rot World, the movie that you want to happen that is not happening. She's playing the bride of Frankenstein. So there you go. So where's Medusa? Why is Medusa not here? I don't know, Fish Lady, but anyway, who we got here? Alan Tudyk. Okay, so if you don't know who Alan Tudyk is, and you listen to this podcast, get off this podcast. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Go find out, Google Alan Tudyk, then come back. If any of them don't know who Alan Tudyk, he's so cool, they call him Alan Tudyks. So the thing is, he is in everything sci-fi, fantasy related. He was in Firefly. He's watching Firefly. Everybody, if you haven't seen Firefly, go watch Firefly. Everybody's on Firefly. I only know them from Firefly. No matter what they're in, Law and Order SVU, after Firefly. That's all I know. Who we got? Everybody needs to see Resident. Yes, he's on that also. Resident Alien. It's on what? Sci-Fi, the Sci-Fi channel, or whatever. So yeah.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil. What else? What else we got? He's Star Wars. That guy.
Star Wars.
That
K2.
Guy. Yeah,
K2
that guy. So he's in Star Wars. He was the bad guy in Doom Patrol. He played Mr. Nobody. And that was actually like breaking the fourth wall and talking to people like us while he was fighting the Doom Patrol at the same time. Weird ass villain. But like I said, he's in everything. And we're missing
Wreck-It
some
Ralph.
other shit.
Wreck-It Ralph. He voiced Candy, the King Candy in Wreck-It Ralph.
He voiced Clayface in Harley Quinn.
Oh,
and Joker. Both of them, yeah. Really? He's doing double duty. So yeah, he's everywhere.
On the Harley Quinn show.
On Harley Quinn, both of them, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's everywhere. And who else we got? We got Frankenstein. So who is voicing Frankenstein? A guy that everybody knows, whether you watch this podcast or not, David Harbour. There you go. He jumped over to the DCU.
Oh, Hopper.
Yeah. And also Weasel, who was also in the Suicide Squad, who didn't die in the Suicide Squad. He got up, special ending, he got up and left. He's being played by who do you think? James Gunn's brother. So yeah. So shocking nobody, he jumped over to DCU also with his brother. So yeah. What do we got? He's all over the place. Yeah, Alan Tudyk is everywhere. So that's his thing. So now he's in DC. He's already been in the DC. He's just doing other DC stuff. So yeah. So that's pretty much all I got with that. They haven't given us any more information about the Creature Commandos. That's what we got. So yeah. So what else we got? I think that's it. Yeah. One more thing. We're gonna move on past that. One thing I do want to address, Eli. I don't know if you've seen this, but have you seen that photo floating around about Tim Drake?
Tim Drake.
The Robin.
I know who you're talking about. But the photo. I mean, a photo. No.
You haven't seen this photo?
Mean, I've seen that, yeah, but I don't know what the deal is.
Okay, I'll tell you what the deal is just a second. Solid Boys cast. If I Solid Boys cast, plus everybody looks like they're ready made for live action also. You know Frank Grillo is ready. So yeah. Okay, so this is the thing that's been floating around is about this is that this photo has been floating around on Twitter and it's saying Tim Drake has changed his name now to Blackbird with his new costume and shit like that. Now, I want everybody to know that this is fake. This is fan art from some dude on Twitter. This is not from DC. This is not a new comic coming out. Somebody just made this shit up. So, yeah. So, my thing is this. Why are the fans making more interesting concepts than the comic creators? Why can't DC make some interesting shit with Tim Drake like this? I don't even know what the fuck they did with Tim Drake in that last book they did. I mean, they could have did this shit. So, yeah. But here's the thing. Does DC just take this idea? Can they just take this idea and just do it? Because fans want it. But can they do it without paying this guy?
They could.
Like,
they have.
They have. And they can. They will.
They will.
I mean, can they just throw the guy something like, here's a free t-shirt or something? Can they do anything? Or they just say, fuck it, it's mine. Thank you for inventing my shit. Because honestly, he probably should be making the shit like.
No, they'll call him Blackbird, but spell bird with a Y. You know, B-Y-R-D.
You're like, we'll just take your idea. Thank you. You know.
Like Vanilla Ice. It's not the same.
Black with 2 Ks. Black Bird. Oh man, they shouldn't do this shit. I mean, it's interesting, but I'm like I said, it's an awesome idea because here's the thing: DC has no clue what to do with Tim Drake. He is just the other Robin. The other Robin, they don't know what to do with, and they just care. Why is he even still alive? I don't know, because he's nobody's favorite Robin.
Wasn't he banging? Spoiler or no? Was he banging? Who was he banging?
That was back in the 90s.
No,
he's gay now. So yeah,
is he gay?
Yeah,
I thought that was. See, I'm.
So you're not up on your Robins.
I'm not on my. No, in Tinian's DC detective run.
Yeah.
I thought.
You know what? You may be right. You may be right. Because I'm thinking
Spoiler were a thing.
Him and Spoiler were a thing in the 90s. But that was in Tinian's run.
Yeah.
And somebody else's run, he was banging his boyfriend, his best friend. So one guy was doing this and another guy was doing that. They didn't know what Tim Drake was doing. Tim Drake's all over the place. He's slinging it everywhere. And I think in another book, he was banging Wonder Girl. So yeah, it's like Tim Drake is just a freak. That's all. That's all we need to know. But yeah, make him Blackbird. Take the idea, DC. Honestly, I don't think the guy cares. Well, the guy should care if you take his idea and just run with it, and make $1 billion off of it, because it's the interesting thing that ever happened to Tim Drake since the 80s. So if it happens. So yeah, I just want to just put that out there while everybody's out there.
He was like the techie guy. He was like the Donatello, right?
Right. He's the Donatello. He's the smart one, the detective. That's his name.
But they got Barbara doing that shit. Yeah, it's like, what do you do with them?
Right. Barbara's, sometimes he joins.
Barbara's the Donatello now.
Right. So you don't need him to do that shit.
Yeah. We got a bunch of cooler gay characters already.
Right. Superboy. Yeah.
Superboy's gay. You got Aqualad's gay, and they're way cooler than. Yeah. What can we do with this?
They're like you're like, what character it is, man? Go somewhere.
So, turn him into a villain and shit. Shit. He knows all their secrets.
They done it. Hey, the other one, the asshole Robin.
Dick. No, Jason.
No, Damien.
Oh, well,
you start off as a villain, so you can't do that. Plus, would anybody believe he's a villain? Take him seriously as a villain? Really, Tim Drake? You nah. The worst fighting Robin. Even Batman, worst fighting Robin. He was like, Tim Drake hit me first. Okay, let me whoop his ass and save for Dick when he shows up. That didn't sound right, but yeah. Anyway, I think we spent too much time on Tendrick. Anyway, this fake, you see it, not real. Somebody made it up. DC, if you're smart, snatch this shit, take it, pretend like it's your own. So yeah. Hell, he did it with your project. So yeah. Let me say we move on to the next part of the podcast.
Sure.
Okay, like I said, this comic book bullies, where we talk about comic books. And Elon, you go first. We're not gonna do a whole lot of books. We only had a whole bunch of books this week.
I only got two, so
we'll look at two. So
sure.
Okay, let me ask you. So you didn't
first.
read the Predator book?
Did that come out?
Yeah.
You sure it's not next week? I thought it was coming out next week.
I wanna say this week, but don't. Now you got me thinking. Got me questioning myself. I don't know.
Because I noticed there's a bunch of cooler shit coming out next week.
Okay, it may be next week. I thought I saw, but don't.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. Yeah.
Because it was pretty. Nothing I was really into this week. It was pretty dry for me, anyways. Yeah. I'm not into X-Men, so I didn't read any X books. So
I did, and we're gonna review some X-Men shit. But anyway,
so it was like pretty slim pickings for me. You know. Right. I guess I'll do Guardians of the Galaxy #1.
Thank you for reading this, so I didn't have to. Because I almost picked this up. Yeah. But it just didn't look that interesting. So
yeah. This was it's a new run. Now I fell off of, was it Al Ewing's run? I did not stay with that.
Was it Al Ewing or somebody else?
Somebody, I know Al Ewing was writing Guardians for a little bit.
You know what? Guardians of the Galaxy gets rebooted and canceled so much. I don't know who's the last guy to write it. Because Johnny Case wrote it in one time.
Yeah. I didn't stay with it. So I haven't read Guardians in a while, so I wasn't sure what happened. But you kind of don't. This is a pretty cool jumping on point. You kind of don't really need to know. All you know is that they're on some other planet that's kind of a. It's basically a space western. It starts out like a western. It's some backwater planet that's out the outer rim territories, not on the map. You know. Kind of like the fringe planet, you know, the out on the unknown frontier, and it's like an old western town of aliens. And Star-Lord, you know, rides up.
Can you, before we get started, can you give me the roster? Because they always change the roster up on these.
It's Star-Lord.
Okay.
Well, you see Gamora, Nebula's up there sniping.
Nebula's okay.
Mantis.
Okay.
She's like running a brothel or whatever, like a saloon. She's like a madam at a brothel.
Okay, that's kind of problematic because she's Asian, Korean. So no, she's Vietnamese, and anyway, never mind. Okay,
yeah. And then Drax shows up, and Groot's there. I don't know what's going on with a rocket.
Okay,
but Groot shows up.
So does it have anything to do with Groot Fall? That shit coming up?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes. So basically, yeah, it's like a space western. It's like an old west town on some planet full of aliens. Star-Lord rolls up, and basically says the fall is coming. We have to get everybody out of here. You know, they put Mantis in charge. That's why she's running the saloon. She's trying to like influence everybody to leave this town. You know, because the fall is coming. The planet's about to be destroyed. And I guess these aliens, they're on this planet because their home planet got destroyed by Galactus. So that's why they're all hanging out. And
Galactus dead?
It must have happened in the past.
Okay.
So they're on this planet now because their home planet got destroyed. So that's why they're here. You know. So so they're trying to evacuate this town of aliens out because the fall is coming. And then a gang of bandits show up like, no, you're not, this is a mining town. You're not stealing our workforce. You're not taking those people with you. So they have a shootout. So your good old fashioned Western shootout, space style. There you get to see the Guardians all whooping ass, you know, Star-Lord with no name with his, you know, gunslinger. Gamora's like a ninja samurai. You know, Nebula's up there.
Deadliest woman in the galaxy.
Everybody's getting down. They basically shoot their way out of town. They all get in like this space train, and they're like, hightailing it out of town, with the bandits chasing them. And then the bandits show up in this big giant space spider. Robot spider. It's like a robot spider. Reminded me of the Will Smith movie.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Wild Wild West. Yeah.
Yeah. So this big giant robot spider comes out. Is right about to take out the train. But then Drax shows up and like flips the giant spider over. And of course, Drax is he's natived out. He's all in buckskin and buffalo horns, and he looks like
because it's a Western. So yeah,
it's a Western. So he's the barbaric noble savage. And then they escape in the space train. They get to the ship, and they like attach the train to the ship, and they're flying away. But then the fall shows up, the Groot fall. It turns out Groot is like this big giant fiery comet that's like eating planets, or like terraforming planets, like grooting planets, swamp thing in planets. Like he gets down there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and he turns the planet into like vines and shit. And he takes out one of the trains and like stabs all the people and shit, like piercing them with his roots and shit. And yeah, it's pretty fucking fucked up. So it's like he's going around like grooting planets, like turning them into planets, which I don't think
Lactus, I guess.
Yeah, Groot Lactus, transforming planets into living tree planets, which I don't find that bad. I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
So they escape, and that's where it says to be continued. So I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, it sounds like it's fun. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just a space western. You can hear all the references to Firefly, to Cowboy Bebop, to just old westerns. All the spaghetti westerns, your Clint Eastwood flicks, and your outlaw Josie Wales and all that shit. All the imagery. Star-Lord's got the cowboy hat. He rides in on a tauntaun, out of the desert and shit. And it was a lot of fun. I dug on it. So I'll probably check out the next issue.
Okay.
4 out of 5. This was a lot of fun.
Nice. We'll see how it goes. Let's see what we got here. Plant It. Why didn't we think of that? We should have thought of that. We're putting you on payroll also. You get half of what we make on this. So yeah, so the next book I'm going to do is an X-Men book, or better yet, a Brotherhood book. Storm and the Brotherhood Mutants #3. Now the thing is, last time we left off on this book, not that one, which we will get to. Storm died.
James Bond. That was James Bond, wasn't it?
Hell yeah. We're gonna do it. I didn't mean to spoil it. But we're going there. All right. So yeah, so the last issue we read with this, Storm died. And this book takes place 1,000 years after that book. So
yay.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so this book takes place 1,000 years after Storm has already died. So what could we be talking about on this story right there? So we're going to get to it. Let's jump into it. So the book starts off with that whole star system that they stole 100 years ago, that Storm, blew up and then took with them and placed in the center of the universe. So it's still burning 1,000 years later. And in the middle of this they call it the center sun. In the middle of it is the Moria machine, the thing that Sinister been looking for the whole time. It's in the center of this thing. And they call it's been burning for 1,000 years, and they've been calling it the Storm system. They named it after Storm, and they got one of the old Brotherhoods, Cora and John Ironfire. They were with Storm the whole time when she first had been in Brotherhood. And they got some dog with Cyclops beams on his eye. I don't know what the hell it's about, but anyway, But anyway, they're like they basically talk about all the Brotherhood members that fell over the 1,000 years while they've been fighting, the other people, like the Quiet Council that been trying to kill them the whole time, looking for them. So we found a way to resurrect Storm. And they're gonna go to the room. They find Mr. Sinister with the new 5. So they have made their own 5. So if they have 5, why haven't they resurrected anybody before? The reason they couldn't resurrect anybody because they didn't have Hope's blood. Now, in the last book we read, Hope was killed by Exodus 1,000 years ago. And Mr. Sinister, because he's the asshole he is, he was able to like get his hands on some of Hope's blood. So now that he has hands on Hope's blood with the other people, the 5, they have just enough of Hope's blood to resurrect one person. So they decided to resurrect Storm. Meanwhile, I guess Emma Frost, she's no longer Emma Frost, she's Emma Sinister. And she's head of the Red Diamond Empire. And she has like a whole bunch of multiple men that she control, like drones that just do anything she wants to. And they have found out where the Brotherhood are and the Sinister are, and they're coming to kill everybody right now. And that's really got to resurrect Storm, because if they don't, Emma is going to kill everything. So, yeah. So they basically name off the 5. I don't have time. You got Krana the Commander, Bloodroot the Bone Shaper, Guinness Mind Flayer, and Korra. So with their powers combined, they're able to resurrect Storm. So yeah, but it's not the same Storm we remember. So yeah, she's got the body, she's got the powers, but they don't have her memories. They were only way they could clone her was from the memories that they remember of Storm. But it's not Storm, and that's what Sid's trying to tell. Like, she's Storm, but she ain't Storm. So, but she's as powerful as Storm, and they basically at this point worship her like a god. They've been telling so many stories about Storm over the 1,000 years that basically Storm is a religion now to them. So they were like, they bow to Storm. Oh, how can we save you? Bless you, Storm. So basically, it's a lot going on in this story. Like, basically, they prophesied that Storm would come back in the end of days and all this shit like that. It's all there, you know. And basically, that's what he's telling them. But that's when Storm and Mr. Sister like, okay, so when you help me out, how about you guys help me out? Because he's basically trying to get, you know, a pathway into the Mortars so he could just, you know, reboot this whole universe. But when they do that, that's when they get a sign that the Red Empire is here, and Mori is here, and she sent out her Kamaya mutants. Like, she's got all the summer kids combined into one, blasting everybody, and they're just killing everybody in the giants. And Emma drops herself into this red diamond, and it becomes the Mistress Mold, which is this giant 100-foot tall sentinel transformer type thing with a dominatrix whip. You know, for some reason. Yeah, that she's coming to destroy that whole planet because she's an asshole. So yeah, and while they're doing it, like the people of the planet are praying to Storm, Aurora, protect us. And she's just like, no one prays to any other goddess but me. And that's when she like whips the planet, you know, and kills everybody there. So yeah. Meanwhile, they rush her, and Sinister's just like, maybe we should hide out in the room where you keep all your warriors. And they're like, no, Miss Sinister, you're not going there. And then he sees like this crushed Doombot, and he just rips off his arm, and now Sinister has his own gun. He's just going to shoot with his, you know, Doom's finger. So they're like fighting off the Chimeras, where, you know, and Storm is fighting, but she doesn't remember. She's just like fighting off instinct. She doesn't even really know why she's fighting or who she's fighting. She's just fighting, even though she's the most powerful person he is. And that's when Corey's just like, okay, Storm, how about we do this trick that we did 1,000 years ago? But this time, since I'm way more powerful than I was before, let's try the trick again. So she does the same thing she did in the last issue, where she powers up Storm. But since she's way more powerful than she was before, Storm is even way more powerful than what she was before. So she's like Omega level Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Storm, whatever like that, you know. But Korra, you know, has no more energy left because she gave it all to Storm. Meanwhile, the 5 get taken out one by one, just getting blasted. Everybody's dead. Only one is left is John Ironfire. He's the only one that's left. And that's when Storm is just like just fights off against Emma. Emma's just like, you know what, Storm? If you were the old Storm, I might have been scared. But the problem is, you don't know how to fight. And Storm's like, well, I don't know how to lose either. I never learned how to. Plus, I never learned my limits. I don't know my boundaries. Only thing I know how to do is make lightning. So she makes a lightning bolt in her hand and blasts Emma so hard, she actually creates a nuke. She nukes Emma in space. You know, but the thing is, since she didn't have enough battle experience, she wasn't enough to protect herself from the nuke. So Storm got fried. And like, oh shit, Storm's dead. So, and she's like, did we beat him? She's like, she did. Yeah, she's beaten. It's like, but it didn't really matter, because even though we beat Emma, Beast is about to send his army to kill us. So we're pretty much dead, you know. And she was like, that's okay, because I'm not afraid to live. And that's when Sinister walks up, and he's just like, you know what? I'm not afraid either. Bam! The end. So yeah, that's the book.
Okay.
If
so the
I
next
was
book's gonna be like a million years in the future.
Well, this is supposed to be the end. It's supposed to be wrapping up the story. So I'm thinking what happened is that this real reason Sinister is on this planet right here because he's trying to get the Moria, the people. He knows where they are now, but now that everybody's dead, nobody can stop him. He's going to go get the Moria people, reboot the universe, the end. I'm thinking that's going to happen. We'll see what's going to happen from there. But yeah, this book was a little like, why? The last book was the most epic Storm book you ever had. Now it's just like Storm versus Unicron Emma Frost. But okay, yeah, with a domination
with a whip.
So yeah. So what it's got?
Okay, let's change gears.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Ginormous Kokju. Is that what it was? Kokju? I think it's Kokju.
Well, we just got banned again.
It's supposed to be kaiju.
Yeah, it's supposed to be kaiju, but yeah, because when I put it said Kokju also, but that just sounds so wrong. Anyway, I went on Image website, like the regular Image website, and I think it was Giant Kaiju. I think they said Giant Kaiju on this. They didn't say Ginormous or something like that, but whatever.
Yeah.
So,
but this is kind of sort of a parody of the kaiju genre, written by Jerry Duggan, and it's just basically about this giant monster that comes and destroys San Francisco.
Exactly. You are the Ginormous Kokju.
But it's very crudely destroys the city.
Is that what they call it, Kokju?
Yes, because it actually whips out its ginormous member and starts having sex with buildings and shit. Like actually, destroying the cities with its giant phallic sexual organ.
So that story that you always write on this podcast, they wrote that story for real.
Yeah. Or remember Giant Bane on the Harley Quinn?
Right, Bane. Yeah, he's just
special. Yeah, it's basically that.
Every building, but yeah.
Yeah. This giant monster rises out of the city. First, it takes a shit on the city. It's like just shits, giant kaiju diarrhea all over the streets. It's like green and radioactive, and everybody gets caught in it. They start mutating into monsters and shit. Kind of like what happened in Big Guy and Rusty the Robot. That monster puked out a bunch of bile and mutated everybody. But the kaiju scat sort of mutates a bunch of people, and it just starts tearing up the city. And then there's, of course, there's references. This is all because of environmental disaster, humans, fucking up the planet, creating climate change, all that shit.
Which is the whole metaphor behind Godzilla in the first place.
Yeah, that Godzilla was, warning against nuclear age, atomic bombing and all that stuff.
He's a product of his time.
Yeah, and a bunch of monsters that he fights throughout the years are from, Hedorah was from pollution. The smog monster, he was just a big pile of garbage from pollution.
Side plot also, the atomic age also pretty much made the Marvel heroes of the 60s also. All came from radiation. Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, radiation. Hulk, and radiation. The X-Men, their parents got affected by radiation. So let me say it, but
science gone wrong. Or in this case, humans destroying the earth,
But WB doesn't own this. This is Image, actually. Actually, anybody can make a Kokju movie.
Yeah.
But why would they want to? That's the thing. Who would agree like that?
But yeah, this is just a funny parody. It's it's a Godzilla story with with a lot of crude jokes and humor. And then at the end, there's a guy. The government goes after this guy who kind of predicted that this would happen, that this monster was coming, and they're like, "Hey, we need you," and that's kind of where it ends. So obviously, this guy is probably gonna, suit up in a mech costume or something and fight this, fight this.
Because you got a kaiju, you got to have a mech. So it's hand in hand, peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. So So yeah, this was just stupid, campy fun. Fuck it, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It was fun. It was very crude. It's got crude humor. So, if your brain's in the toilet like mine, you'll enjoy something stupid like this.
You want to see a giant monster slap buildings with his dick?
Yeah.
Hey,
just
who doesn't like that?
Literally fuck the city to pieces. Yeah. This is your book. So yeah, that's why I think it's the Ginormous Kokju. That's
oh man. Speaking of blowing wads, sorry, I blew my wad earlier. I didn't mean to show you that we were doing James Bond, but yeah, we're doing a James Bond book today. This is a new run, brand new. Because like I said, Eli, you're always having fun. You're always doing giant kaiju dick books.
Speaking of giant dicks, this is James
Bond. You did through James Bond. Yeah, James Bond book. This is a new run. It's done by Philip K. Kenny, whoever the guy that's doing the Action Comics book right now. That's another I picked up. I'm like, okay, I like that guy.
Okay.
Let's suit it out. So yeah. So it's a brand new story. I don't think you have to know anything about this, but we're just gonna just run with it, just go with it. So this is James Bond. I'm sorry, his name is James Bond. 007 for King and Country #1. That's what we got. So book starts off with a car chase with an Aston Martin getting chased down on a bridge by army trucks, army vehicles. What's that, Austin Powers? I can't remember. Anyway, they get shot at. Obviously, the car is not bulletproof. Oh, and we see two characters. We see 003, which is driving, and 007, James Bond, already got a bullet wound in his abdomen. So we don't know where it came from. Doesn't matter. They getting shot at. So yeah. Then while they're shooting, she's just like, "Give me your gun." And while James Bond,
and by gun, I don't mean your dick.
Not this time. Yeah, so James Bond starts shooting at them, but unlike their car's armor plated, so it can't shoot it. So yeah. And meanwhile, they shoot him and he catch one in the shoulder. So she's like, "James, get back in the car before they kill you." He's like, "No, just swerve to the left. That's all, while I get a good aim on him." So instead of shooting the car, he shoots the tire. That still has the powers, but still. Anyway, the truck swerves into the other car, and the other car goes into the bridge, off the bridge, into the river, and the other vehicles run into the truck. Bam! And now you got this big, pile up on the bridge, and Aston Martin gets away because James Bond is just that good, even though he's got two bullet holes in him. So while he's bleeding out in the back seat, 003 gets him and he's fading out. He's just like, I'm not gonna make it.
I'm so disappointed already, dude.
Because now Bond does get shot. Depending on who plays him, Bond does get shot sometimes.
I'm disappointed that he's not fucking her already.
He's dying, man.
Hey, James Bond, you could never too busy for pussy.
I'm shot, but my dick still works. Anyway, he wakes
That's
up.
how I want to go.
He finally wakes up, and basically 003 is telling him that you've been out for about a couple of days now while you were out. Y'all gotta tell you, yeah, 003 is supposed to be dead. She's like, "Why are you still alive? I thought you died." They're like, "No, the person you found was the person I want you to find. There's a lot of dead girls in London, so I just replaced them, the one that looks closest like me, to you. But yeah, I faked my death. So yeah." And he was just like, but we fished a body out of the River Thames. And yes, it's River Thames, not the River Thames. You Neanderthals, get this shit right. I know it because I just know that stuff. But anyway, her name is Gwendolyn Gann, and she faked her own death. She was 003. She's gone, and basically she's telling her that no, Bond, we can't go back because the minister of some third world country got assassinated on UK soil. And when that happened, this group of mercenaries that are led by this guy called Myrmidon. Now, if Myrmidon is a reoccurring thing in these books, I do not know. It is not a thing in the movies, not a thing in the novels, but we're just gonna go with it and pretend like it's been a thing. But anyway, they took over that guy's country, and they have privatized themselves, being the first military-owned sovereign nation, and they want to be accepted by NATO, which they're thinking about doing. So yes, we need to go take them out, but now we can't take them out because basically they pinned it on us. They think we assassinated that military figure, and basically MI6 has put a kill order out on us. we have been burned by MI6. So yeah, we can't go back. So Bond looks at England, and that is the MI6 building also. He looks at MI6 for the last time. For king and country. Anyway. So months later, we go to the watering hole called the Red Lion, who James Bond spends way too much time there nowadays. And he meets a guy that just shows up. He goes, some financier calls himself Skip. And he's just like, aren't you starting a little early in the day for scotch? He's like, well, how you going to drink all day if you don't start in the morning? He's like, hey, you got the point there. Anyway, my name is Skip. I'm here on a finance call. I'm supposed to be declined within an hour. And Bond's like, oh, really? That's what they call you, Skip? And he's like, anyway, I got to go. So when he sees that guy, he just ups to leave because he didn't like the feeling. Because basically he talks too much and Bond don't want to be bothered. So he goes meet 003 or Gwendolyn now, since they're no longer double O's, and they just talk. And basically, Bonds are like, I miss my old life. I want to go back to the old life. I miss killing people and all this shit. So, yeah, they go there. And when they get to their house, they see a note laying in front of their door, even though nobody's supposed to know they there. So she pulls out a knife. Bond opens the door. They look around. He grabs whatever it is. I guess some little statue or something like that. They walk in, Bond says door. So they smash the door and they get it. And the assassin turns out to be some chick named Clark. Clark worked for Mirmana, that mercenaries group. She used to work for them, but she left. The reason she left because she came with some information basically saying that you already know about those guys, that Myrmidon has put like nanites in all of his soldiers to basically make them faster, stronger, and that's how to communicate. But the thing is that those nanites are breaking down. So eventually they're all going to die. And they realize that it's an assassination plot because pretty much every country in America wants to buy those nanites from him because they see how fast he took out that other country. But if you put those nanites in every country in the world, every soldier is going to die eventually. Plus, he's putting out another virus that is going to kill anybody, but since it's not biological warfare, it's nanite warfare, it wouldn't count as a war crime and nobody can trace it back to him. And Bond's like, okay, so why are you telling us this? It's because Myrmidon is so big that they have people everywhere. MI6, CIA, Interpol. If I tell any one of them, they're going to get traced back to me. So you're the only two people that Myrmidon hates. So I know you have been compromised. So you're the only people that can help me right now. Meanwhile, Bond sees that reflection in the window and his Bond senses start tingling, and bam, somebody starts shooting the window, so they start dying, stuff like that. And she got shot. Clark got shot. She's like, how many shooters do you think are out there? And Bond's like, one. I think I know who it is. So he runs out, and that's what kicks in the door. Skip from the Red Lion. He's an assassin. Shocker. So yeah. So he's searching around for Bond. Bond thinks he got to drop on him, but he didn't get to drop on him. He's just like, hey, Skip. And like, I said, all my friends can call me Skip Bond. He's like, you didn't tell me Myrmidon was on your resume. You're like, Myrmidon? Oh, I'm not from Myrmidon. You've made a lot of enemies, Bond. Say hello to the new 002. M sends his regards. Bookends. That's it. So yeah. Fun book, easy breezy. Like I said, you want sometimes you want to read some campy James Bond shit, you know. Sounds like Agent Cody Banks. I didn't see that movie. I don't think I did.
I never did.
Are we going to get a gay Bond? Maybe you already have.
Maybe you have. Who says he's not?
Exactly.
Don't assume him with orientations.
Exactly. You assuming his gender, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, fun book. I like it. I might stick with it. Like I said, that Philip K. Kennedy, dude, whatever his name is, he's having a fun run on Action Comics. So I may stick with this for a while until I lose my attention. So yeah. Anything else you got?
Nah, I only read 2 books.
And that's it. Like I said, this was an easy breezy episode. Appreciate everybody listening to it. If you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. If you have listened to this episode longer than 30 seconds, we thank you. That helps the algorithm. 30 seconds helps the algorithm. So
we salute you.
like a giant kaiju. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, next week we don't know what we're gonna do next week. I guess we'll talk about Mandalorian season finale. I'm gonna let Eli handle all of that. His favorite show.
Unchained. I'm just gonna go off.
Exactly. Just let him rant. I'm gonna just be on the sidelines. I'm just back you up whatever you say, regardless.
They
But
better not kill Bo-Katan. That's all I know.
But kill her. She's gonna shit. That might become her show next season. Shit.
Like I said, Ahsoka's gonna be there. Everyone's gonna be there.
Everybody, exactly.
Luke will be there.
It's gonna be a reunion. It's gonna be like comic.
Yeah.
Everybody's just there. Shit.
Baby Chewbacca is gonna be there.
Oh shit. So yeah, like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen next week. We will find some shit the next week, but we will next week. Like I said, we took our quarterly vacation, so we're back on the clock. So yeah. All I can say is rest in peace. Prayers up for Jamie Foxx. I heard Jamie Foxx in the hospital. Hopefully everything's going on with him. So yeah. Cool. So that. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got. Hold up. I think that's Jake. Jake, what you got for me, Jake? Let's see. Baby Jar Jar. Darth Jar Jar will show up. He is the villain behind this whole thing.
Jar Jar did get laid. It's canon. It's in the Clone Wars. That is canon.
Okay. I don't know. That's more information I think I wanted to know, but okay.
Hey, kids cartoon. Jar Jar got some.
All right. So like I said, we'll be back next week. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
Talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.